Hey, Elijah. Yeah, I'm off tomorrow. But after we're going back to Virginia on the 21st for the gathering. And then once I get back from that, I'll no longer be going to the video store in the morning because I'm going to be working Fridays. So, because they don't like a certain person with them on Friday, so they asked if I could replace them. So I was like, yeah, sure. I got nothing better going on. This time we're gonna leave on the 21st. What's the calendar? Yeah, so we're gonna leave on the 21st. The gathering is Saturday. That's we're leaving on a Friday. Just so you know. So we're either gonna leave on Wednesday and get into town on Thursday, or leave on Thursday, get into town on Friday because it's quite a drive. So about 5 days. This is the short answer. I should have just said. I'm gonna see if there's time because it's on all the days that were there. It's usually not good days for her being the baby mama. So I'm gonna see. I may not be able to. I may not have time, but apparently they told. I didn't notice until like I was about to leave at work. But apparently they told everybody at work today. They're just like, do not let Will near the register that much today. And like they were right because I was like, I do not want to talk to these stupid fucking customers and everything. I just don't want to do. I don't want somebody like I just don't want to have a situation where I'm like, white or wheat bread? Yes, and I just jump over the fucking counter. Like I don't want it today. So like I helped like 2 people when I first got there, and then like the second I had a chance, man, I was like, oh, I'm gonna sneak on over to fucking setup and shit. Thankfully, we ran out of fries in the early morning because, like, I know, like, I dropped 2 things of fries and I walked back down. They're like, oh, we're gonna have 2 more. I'm like, does anybody else want any fucking fries while I'm down here? Thankfully, we ran out of fries. So I was like, good, I ain't gotta worry about them no more. You know, so I stayed on setup for a while. While somebody who doesn't normally run the register ran it, which I should have said thank you, but I forgot. And then yeah, once because it wasn't all too busy today. We got a little bit of a rush, but I was shocked because of the weather because it was raining. So around like 2 o'clock is when I was like, I just didn't want to be on the register today. And Zach was just like, yeah, I figured you wouldn't want to. I told everybody, to try and hop on the register. I was like, oh shit, I was like, the only bad thing is because like I texted my boss and said, hey, I texted him Wednesday and said, hey, I might be in tomorrow. I'll see how I feel. And he was just like, are you sure? Because if you want a couple more days off, we got it here and everything. And I was just like, no, I gotta, I inherited the car payment from my mom and shit. So, hours on the clock would be hours on the clock. And he was just like, okay, that's fine. Just let me know if anything changes and shit. So like when I got there, when he was saying like, oh yeah, we were telling people not to, bother, like, not to hop on the register or anything. I was just like, and besides, I couldn't be mad anyway because technically you said I couldn't. I didn't have to come in. So like, if anything would have happened, it would have been on me. And they were just like, it's a fair point, because like technically they said I didn't have to come in, and then like I came in anyway. So. Honestly, I can't tell you. I usually tell people the same thing. I'm like, the top 3 I see you go out the door is the Italian, the turkey bacon ranch, and it used to be the steak and cheese. But since we, got a new steak and cheese, I don't think it's steak and cheese anymore. Like today, man, a lot of Jamaican jerk turkey came in. I was just like, man, that's a lot more than usual. Then, okay, we get online orders. Our menu's online. Let me stress this. Our menu is on fuck line. So, a Jamaican jerk turkey is turkey. We put some seasoning on it, pepper jack cheese, then mayonnaise, lettuce, tomato, onion, and then we put a Jamaican sweet mustard sauce on it, which is excellent. That's what really brings the sandwich together, in my opinion. So, I'm waiting for bread to come out the toaster, and I'm looking at my screen because I'm seeing what I'm making next, and I'm like, all right, fucking. I see Jamaican jerk turkey. I was like, Jamaican jerk turkey, and it has like all the extras and what they don't want on and shit like that. And I see Jamaican jerk turkey, no pepper jack, but add provolone. Okay, all right, that's common. Sometimes people don't want the pepper jack. That's fine. Then I see no lettuce, tomato, onion, or sweet mustard. I'm like, people, and I try and tell people when they say, oh, I don't want the sweet mustard on there. I'm like, are you sure? It really brings it together, man, with everything. They're like, no, I just don't like mustard. I'm like, all right, that's cool. I can put it on the side. No, I don't like mustard. I'm like, okay, all right, I'm trying here. Then I saw no Jamaican seasoning, and I'm just like, what the fuck? You ordered a turkey sandwich. At that point, why didn't you just order the regular turkey and it would have saved you like $1.50? At that point, you're doing extra steps. Like that's how I'm like, I'm glad that was an online order and not something that happened in person. You hate ketchup? Wow. Well, I mean, I can't say anything. I can't stand mayonnaise. Like, I just. Like every fucking sandwich except for the meatball at um, Firehouse has fucking mayonnaise on it. That's what I think. I think the original intent. I think the two guys who founded Firehouse. I think their original intent was to fucking sell mayo, and they just needed a vehicle to do it. It was like, fuck it, we made some good mayonnaise, man, but we can't just sell mayonnaise. Why don't we put it on sandwiches? And then fucking that's how they got started. That's always been my theory. I'm surprised our cups of ice don't come with fucking mayonnaise. Can I just get a cup of ice? Would you like that with mayonnaise? Well, no. Well, we have to ask. Like I can get down with ketchup on occasions. You know, it's very rare. Like if I'm eating like spicy, like spicy chicken tenders or fucking nuggets or whatever, I can get down with ketchup because I like that mix of the sweetness of the ketchup and the fucking the spiciness of whatever I'm eating. But like I'm not like, oh fuck, I got to put ketchup on my burger. Oh fuck, I got to put ketchup on my hot dog. You know, like I'm not that. I'm very like the place we order from all the time here, the Rock Bar. Their fries with ketchup for some reason, man, that shit just works. I don't know why, but like whenever I get fries there, I make sure to get their ketchup because their ketchup is fucking phenomenal. As a kid, I loved ketchup. I got older, I can't stand it. Hmm, interesting. I mean, hey, that's how I felt about Totino's pizza. As a kid, couldn't get enough of them. As I grew up, I'm like, how the fuck did I eat these as a kid? That time I ate one at Hy-Vee, man. I was like, fuck, man, they're on sale for $1, man. I was like, oh man, I'll just throw one of these in the microwave for lunch and shit, man. Threw it in the microwave and it was just like the fucking high school cafeteria pizza was better than Totino's when I got older. Well, I don't know. I haven't had high school fucking cafeteria pizza in a long time. If they still make it the way they make it, then like fuck, I want a piece of it. Well, I don't think anybody's coming tonight. Sorry, I had to clean off my keyboard. People better show up. You know, I don't think they're going to. I don't know. I was hoping Erica and Knight would show up because Erica donated today, but at least Erica I can just message later if she doesn't show up. Erica donated today to the cremation GoFundMe. So TV, Jax Taylor, Knight, hurry up. I was like, somebody's missing from that list, but I know who's missing from that list, and that's fine. Oh, they were pretty tame last time they were in here. They did okay last time they were in here. Erica said she might be busy. Oh, okay. I'll message her later then and say thanks. Like, I saw she did it earlier, but I was like, I knew I was going to go live. So I was just like, all right, she might come in. If she comes in, I'll say thanks. But if she doesn't, I'll just message her later. You know, people always say like, man, if if I won the lottery, man, all my problems would be solved. They're like, if I just won like $1,000,000, that's it. That's all I fucking need. Man, if you gave me 10 grand, 10 grand right now would solve 98% of my problems. I'd pay off the car. That's 8 grand right there. You know? And I'd probably pay off that credit card that my mom ran up. There it is. That's all the money. Other than that, everything else would be fucking A-okay. Erica, hey, thanks for your donation. I appreciate it. I saw your like on the share, and I was like, well, just for shiggles, let me check it, see if anybody donated. And I saw it went up, and it was old Erica, so. No. I don't know. I might, considering only Elijah's technically been here and you know. So I don't know. Usually some of our other fucking ragamuffins have shown up by now. Oh, we're going to Virginia again for the gathering. On the 21st, we are leaving to head back to make that trek and do a gathering. I don't know. Went back to work today, and that was fine for the most part. I don't know why I kind of really lost it when I got in the car to go home. That's when I kind of like really lost control. Other than that, I mean, generally, if you're asking like generally, like, fuck if I know. Like I said, I really don't think I'm processing it correctly. Death Punch was just like everybody grieves differently, which they do, but I don't know. It's weird. You know, it's weird going to bed, waking up knowing she's not there anymore. It's a weird fucking feeling. That's what Def Punch said. There's no right or wrong way. That's what he said. once I read that comment, I was like, that's what he said. Yeah, there's no right or wrong way. However you choose to do it, you know. Sometimes it takes time to process, but everything's at your own pace, you know. But like that's what feels weird about it. It's like, okay, yes, mom's dead. Okay. It hurts, yes. But then like the realization of just like, okay, fuck, now I gotta go back to work. I still have to make money. I still have to make this payment and da da da. And it's like to me that it's like, oh fuck, I already have to go back to work a week after, mind you. You know, fuck, I already have to go back to work. It's like I feel like what's the word I'm looking for here? Not betraying, but maybe disrespecting would be a better word for it. Like I feel like I'm like disrespecting again, not the honor, but like I don't know, it just feels weird that like okay, mom died and like a week later, like fuck, I have to go back to work. You know? Like I would literally just like to lay in bed until I want to get out. Like that's the ideal way I want to fucking deal with this. You know? And there was a couple days where like that's all I did. I literally just laid in bed. You know? Um just laid in bed, watched TV, you know, YouTube. I've been watching The Middle, that TV show, The Middle, again. Um, I've watched it numerous times before, but watching it on Amazon, and which is terrible because I'm just like, oh fuck, this is so much different from the DVD. How's your sister doing? I guess better than me. I guess she went back to work Tuesday, so or Monday. Yeah, she went back Monday. You know, so but she has to have like the same thought as me because again, died Thursday. She went back Monday, so there has to be like some weird disconnect there. You know what I mean? It's an abnormal, exactly. It's an abnormal feeling. It's just like, okay, a week later, we're done here. Let's go back to work. You know, like that. That's how it feels in a way. You know. Sucks. I know. Yeah, yeah. You understand. You get it. You know. And that's why I really didn't want to work the register today. I didn't want to have to do the like fucking like, hi, welcome to Firehouse. Is that gonna be all today? Like I really didn't want to fucking do all that shit. Like I did it like in the best way I could. the few times I was on the register. I'm like, "Hi, what can I get for you?" That was like the most enthusiasm they got out of me today, like being on the register. Like, "Hi, what can I get for you?" Is that gonna be white or wheat bread? No, okay. Would you like chips and drink with that? Yeah. That was it. That was about the most enthusiasm they got out of me. And then when I could, I just shipped it back down to where I didn't have to talk to people. Hey, Death Punch. But like Friday, I tried to like the day after, I tried to keep up with the routine. Like, all right, I'll still go to the video store and go out to the grocery store. And like once I made it to the second Dollar Tree that I went to, I was just like, I just want to go home, you know. And then Saturday or Sunday, I just laid in bed. Like the title of that live said, I just laid in bed all day. Like I didn't even finish the live. You weren't here, Erica, but like I didn't even finish the live. I went to about 7:30 before I was just like, you know what, guys, I think I'm gonna call it. You know, because plus it was a YouTube bullshit situation too involved. You know, I was just getting tired of it saying like 9 to 12 viewers, but it was just me, Death Punch, Jax, and Elijah talking. I was just like, I don't feel like dealing with that tonight. You know, I was just like, I'd rather deal with one issue at a time here. You know, and I was like, I just want to go back upstairs in bed. And that's all I did. I went upstairs, and like I was trying to eat that night, so I laid in bed for a couple hours after that. So it's like 9:30, right? So I come out of the room and I go to the couch and I sit there and I'm just like, you know, my sister's sitting on the other side of the couch and she was like, "Have you eaten?" I was like, "No." I was like, "I've been trying to pull myself out of bed to come make something to eat. I have a pizza in the freezer that I want to make, but this is as far as I've gotten." And then she finally was just like, "Do you want me to make it?" I was like, "Would you mind?" She was like, "Oh, I'll make it." I was like, "Oh, okay. I'm going to go back and lay down then." She's like, "Do you care how I make it? Like oven, pizzazz?" We have like a pizzazz, that fucking oven, pizzazz. I was like, "I don't care. Just don't let it burn." You know? I like it better on the because like whenever I was cooking them on the in the oven and shit, I couldn't get the bottom of it like a little crisp. I don't want it super crispy. I just want it like a little crisp, a little brown, and like it was done, but like it was soft and like that. I can live with that, but I don't want it like that. You know, the pizzazz you can do upper, lower, or dual. So like with the dual, you know, you can cook both sides evenly and shit. And that's what I did. Like last night, I made my last one that I had. I had them in my freezer for a long time. I had one of each. I had a ragu pizza, a Cheez-It pizza, and a Chuck E. Cheese pizza. I ate the Chuck E. Cheese like I think like a couple weeks before we went and saw Mom. So the Chuck E. Cheese was gone. The ragu has been long gone. Good God, I missed the ragu pizza. Those were so good. And then the cheese at one I just finally ate last night. Your sister is MVP, yeah. Because I probably wouldn't have eaten. I probably wouldn't have made it to. The only reason I was able to make it to the kitchen later is because I already had pizza, and like I wanted more, and I didn't want to bother her again. So I just finally just pulled myself to go to the kitchen and get more. You know. So. But yeah, if you don't have a pizzazz, man, I'm telling you, man, get one. It's worth every penny. I think the last one I paid when I first bought a pizzazz, they were like $30. Now they're 80. And I'm just like, fuck, man. You know, all this to cook a fucking $5 pizza. But they're worth it. I think they're worth it. There's not many appliances in the world I look at, and I'm just like, yeah, that's worth the price tag. But I think the pizzazz is. Do I like that it's gone from $30 to 80? No, absolutely not. Do I think it's worth 80? Absolutely. Would I like to pay less for it? Oh, I'm sure we all would. But like, is it worth the $80 price tag? Absolutely. And you can do other things on it, not just pizza. You can do fucking, pizza rolls, chicken tenders, fucking whatever can fit on that pan. You can pretty much cook on it, on a pizzazz and shit. It's great. Like when our last one broke, I was like, no. I was so mad when the last one broke. I was like, you're fucking kidding me, right? You know? So for my sister's birthday that year, I bought her the fucking $80 pizzazz. That's how I know it was $80. Because I bought it. My favorite thing is a can opener. How else would I open my tuna? I've been meaning to buy a new electric can opener for like 8 months now because I broke our last one. And I wouldn't even say it's broke per se. It's functional. Like it makes the noises and everything like that. But if you put a can on it and, get it all ready and everything, it doesn't open the can because I broke that part. I mean, for a reason, they decided to hike up the price. So I don't doubt. It's good. Oh, yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it. I'm telling you, it's worth it. That I used to have here. Let me see if you guys remember this. Hold on. Hopefully, share screen works because the logo came and I need to restart my computer. So hopefully this works. Y'all remember the Rotato? You've never seen our fucking Rotato? Dude, you put your fucking potato or apple right here. You see an apple, orange, fucking whatever you want peeled. You shove it right here on this fucking bottom piece, right? Then you take this piece right here and you put it at the top. You see this little red piece right here? You put that at the top. Okay. Oh, this one doesn't have the crank. Oh, okay. Here's an older school one. Mine had a crank. They have like electric ones now and shit. Then you take the crank here, you turn it around, and then this goes down and peels your potato, fruit, whatever you got and everything in seconds instead of like getting a fucking peeler and fucking, Here's the funny story with the fucking potato. I used to see the infomercials for it and shit all the time, so my mom finally bought me a fucking Rotato. Okay? So I got a fucking Rotato one time. And I fucking used it. Man, I'd use it for fucking fruit. I would just peel apples and fucking, like whatever I could fucking peel with it, I would peel. Because, like, my mom was like, bye, you better fucking use it. So, like, I had to fucking use it, right? All of a sudden, the blade broke on it. Like, it literally, like, snapped in. God, I love YouTube. It literally, like, snapped in half. So like basically you're just cutting the fucking peel now. You're not even peeling it, it's just cutting the peel. So I was like, fuck, man. So years later, my sister buys me another Rotato. I was like, oh my God, I finally have a Rotato again. You know, so I think one day we were peeling potatoes for something we were making. So I was like, fuck, I'll get the Rotato. You know, so I get the Rotato, shove the fucking potato in. I get the fucking the blade where it needs to be, and I flick the blade, and the blade flies off, and I never saw it again. And I was like, well, that sucks. So my sister, thinking smart, bought extra Rotato blades for it. So I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. So I get the spare Rotato blade, and I go to put in the fucking little fucking blade, and next thing I hear is, what was that? I look down, I see a little black plastic falling. The piece that holds the blade broke. So it couldn't even hold the blade anymore. I finally just gave up on the Rotato. I couldn't do it anymore. And I was like, fuck this Rotato. I'm done. Just sliced through the neighbor's balls. Ended up at the neighbor's. You know? Like, we've had some of these fucking stupid... Here, hold on. Let me show you another stupid fucking... as seen on TV fucking product we had. I've actually used them, too. Oh, God, I can't believe I'm going to show you all this. Tater mitts. There they are. Tater mitts. Essentially what tater mitts was, they were fucking gloves, rubber gloves with they were rubber gloves with essentially like fucking aquarium gravel glued to it. Like, I'm not making this shit up. You know, in fact, here's a picture right here. I had the blue one. I didn't have the orange one. But, oh, yeah, there we go. So, you see how it has like this gravelly fucking look to it and shit? It was essentially fucking like aquarium gravel. And then what you do is you get warm water and you put your potato with the gloves on under the warm water, and while you just fucking rub your hands together over the potato, and it fucking peels the potato with just your hands. Like, that was the idea. I used it fucking once. I've always wanted to get that seen on product. Parents are not budging on anything. Well, like this, back when they had as seen on TV products, it was very rare you saw them in stores. You know, because it was as seen on TV. You know, you had to order the shit from the TV. If you saw the shit in stores, it was like, what? You know, like, this is what I saw on TV. You know, like nowadays, like, oh yeah, I saw that shit on TV, whatever. You know, back then, when you saw a fucking product on TV and store, you know how shocked I was when they started selling Now That's What I Call Music in stores? Because like the first two volumes, it was like, not available in stores. Call this number now. That's how you got Now That's What I Call Music back in the day. And shit. You know? Here's the worst one. My mom and sister used to live by this fucking gadget. What was it called? Can cooler rotator? Yeah, rotate. This fucking thing. I hated this fucking thing. Where is it at? All right, it was like this. Okay, it was nowhere near as high tech as this. Nowhere near it. What it is, it was essentially this right here. The Chill-O-Matic. What you did was, here, let me, okay, so everybody got a good look at this right here? Everybody got a good look at this? Okay. So then what you do is, I'm trying to find like a receptacle or something. Okay, here we go. So imagine this box is your Chillomatic. Okay, this is your Chillomatic. You fill it with ice. Okay, so you fill your Chillomatic with ice. Then at the end, there's like a little stick or something with a suction cup. You take the suction cup and put it right at the you suck it right at the end of whatever soda can you have. Right? And then you bury it in the ice. This is like if you don't want to drink your sodas warm like I do. All right. Then I'm not making this up. Then you flip a switch and the suction cup twisty thing would just twist your drink in the ice. I thought you just it would just keep twisting, just keep rotating it. And you do that for about 3 to 5 minutes. And once those 3 to 5 minutes are done, you just pull it out and boom, that's it. Your drink's cold. I hated that fucking thing. My mom and sister would live by that fucking thing, and I hated it. You can't just get a cup and fuck. I mean, like, I think because at the time we were making ice. No, because then we would have to add ice to the fucking Can-O-Matic. So that wouldn't make any sense. But like I fucking hated that damn thing. That was like one of the worst ones. Is there any other as seen on TV products my mom just had to have? Well, the one I had to have was the fucking Foreman grill. I used to watch the Foreman grill infomercial like more times than probably any human being should. That and the fucking like set it and forget it ad. I used to watch that one way too much. My mom knew when I was watching infomercials, man. I would just bust into her fucking room. Hey, what's $39.99 times 4? She'd be like, $120. Why? I'm like, listen, it's like a grill, but like, you know, she'd be like, no, we're not buying anything from fucking TV. You know? The Foreman grill is the only thing we have, but we got a second hand. I think my first Foreman grill I got was like when they first started putting them in stores. Because at first, again, that was like fucking, you had to call and get a Foreman grill. You couldn't just go like, oh fuck, look at this Foreman grill and too. Let me just go to Walmart and grab it. No, you had to call that fucking number and get a Foreman grill. You know, once they started becoming widely, available in stores is when my sister one time was hell bent on getting me this Foreman grill. This is when iPods were real big. She was hell bent on getting me an iPod that or a Foreman grill. They had a Foreman grill that was called the iGrill, and it was just a Foreman grill, a normal Foreman grill. Well, that's not true. It had a bun warmer on top, which I would have liked to have had. But it was a Foreman grill, bun warmer on top, and there was a cord as well that you could hook your iPod to, and you could play music. She was determined as fuck to buy me one of them, but she couldn't find one. And I finally just told her, I was like, I don't need one that bad. You know? I had one back in the day when they first came. Yeah, see, I still have mine somewhere, but it doesn't have the grease tray. Like I have the original white one and everything. I recently picked up a black one. Giggity. I don't know why that was giggity. So yeah. Let me look that up. Hold on. Let's do this. Hold on. Popular, no, not popular. Popular as seen on TV products. See if there's any others. Mm-hmm. As seen on TV bestsellers. No. No. Really, there's not like a Wikipedia list or some shit? Well, there went my Foreman grill. I don't want that anymore. Oh! Here is the As Seen on Product TV that I live for. You guys ready for this one? You're not going to believe this one. Out of all, believe it or not, out of all the fucking As Seen on TV fucking... Oh, that's my Foreman grill. Now I got a panini press. That's the same. Yeah, it doesn't knock out the fat. Believe it or not, this is like the item that I think is worth the price. I've used it. I think it's phenomenal. If you ever find yourself in a situation where you can buy one of these, definitely buy it. The UV glove. Oh my God. It's like you can just put a fucking... Yeah, you can get an oven mitt, but then your hands are very limited. With the UV glove, come on. All these prices down here, $16.99, worth it. $17.99, worth it. $20.49, kind of pushing it, but worth it. $26.79, if you're really desperate, maybe. Oh, $12.39 right here for the original UGG glove. $12.39, 2-pack. You get fucking 2 of them. Ooh, I got one I usually see. Fucking the UGG glove, man, I think is worth every bit of fucking money. How long are you keeping your hand in the oven? I'm just saying, it's perfect because it's good for like, what is it good for? Like up to like 800 degrees or some shit? It doesn't say what the temperature is. Fuck. So it's open. 540 degrees. There it is. 540 degrees. Oh, God. It's great, man. I'm telling you, it's the best product you've never fucking used, man. I'm telling you. I remember when the pocket hose came out. I remember that. Oh, that's another one. It's called HD Vision. HD Vision glasses. Oh my God, best fucking pair of sunglasses. The only reason I don't wear them all the time is because I fucking don't wear sunglasses when I drive that much. So like I'm telling you, HD Vision sunglasses, they're kind of like these over here, but a little different. These say Battle Vision, but like the ones I used to get were called HD Vision. That's it. That's all we got. Okay. The 16 best as seen on TV products on Amazon. Let's see what we got. Oh, there's the UGG glove. The UGG glove. Copper grill mat. All right. Well, okay, I was hoping for more of an article, but all right. The official as seen on TV eBay store. Okay. Here we go. I don't know. They don't have just like a fucking list somewhere of like magic. Oh, I had a magic bullet. They don't really do anything. They're just really just a better alternative to normal sunglasses, really. Magic bullet. I used to have one of those. Fuck Flex Seal. I've tried using it. It doesn't work. Okay, Turby Twist works. Erica's a girl. She might be able to confirm that one if she's still here. But Turby Twist fucking works. All right, we spent too much time on As Seen on TV products. But I know that fucking can cooler. That's the one I'm just like, oh man. Y'all need to quit buying that. Because like I know one broke and they bought another. I was like, really? Do y'all like this machine that much? Can-O-Matic. I really couldn't say anything, because I did go through technically 2.5 potatoes. So I did always want the Ron Propel. Fucking set it and forget it. Always he'd always stick a hammer to the fucking thing in the infomercial and everything. Shit. Hold on. There was another infomercial. Hold on. I'm telling you, I used to watch like so many infomercials and everything. Hold on, let's see. Ron Propel. Set it and forget it. All right.
This machine should sell for over $400. You know you're not going to spend $400 for it, not $375 or $350, not $325 or $300, not $275 or $250, not $225
$200
or even $200 like you all may be thinking, not $190 or even $180. All you spend for this fabulous machine, an over $400 value, all you spend is just 4 easy monthly payments of $39.95. And look what you get.
It's $160. Well, before shipping, I guess. Oh, this is the actual fucking...
Okay, now, you've sold millions and millions and millions of machines.
Just under 4 million machines so far.
I like that. Hold on.
Okay, now, you've sold millions and millions and millions.
She's like, oh, you've sold millions and millions and millions of machines. Here comes Ron with the fucking flex.
Just under 4 million machines.
Yeah, just under 4 million, just so you know.
So far.
I'm just so excited about this new one. You've got to tell me about the new Pro model.
Before I tell you about the professional model, let's walk over here and review some of the machines that we had in the marketplace already. Here we have the compact model. It's designed for 1 or 2 people or a small family. It's great for folks with small kitchens or small apartments.
Did he do the spray paint for hair, Ron Propel? Yep, sure did. By Ronco, yep, there it is. I wonder if that would work on me. I may have to watch that infomercial later. I haven't seen it in so long.
Okay, now, you've sold millions and millions.
Pound chicken or 2 half-pound juicy hamburgers. Yet it's big enough to do a 10-pound turkey. Or, Jill, you can do 2 thick, mouth-watering, healthy salmon steaks. And it comes with all these accessories.
See, hold on, go back. I used to always want the flavor injector. I'm like, can you just like take fucking like garlic butter or some shit and just inject it into a fucking turkey? And the burger basket too. Oh man.
All these accessories. It currently sells for only 5 easy monthly payments of only $19.95 plus S&H. And you can order it right now. But before you make your decision, you might want to...
Does that number still work? Hold on, I'm curious. I got to know if that number still works.
Hello. Please listen carefully as the number you have dialed may have changed. Calls are recorded for quality assurance. Press 1 now for English.
Ron? I'm going to take it as it's not working anymore.
Consider the standard model. Now, Jill, the standard model is about the size of a toaster oven. It's slightly larger than the compact. But before I do, I really want to show you how to use the other two machines. We haven't done that. And basically,
Wait a
they
minute,
all
hold
work
on.
the same.
So, Ron, you've got to tell me about the new Pro model. I'm dying here.
Well, I'm dying to tell you about the new Pro and show the folks how it works. But before I do, I really want to show you how to use the other two machines. We have...
That's twice he's dodged that. She's like, oh, you got to tell me about the new Pro model. I was like, well, first, I'm going to tell you about the old ones. And he does so. He's like, we have the compact and we have the next one. Then she's like, all right, now you got to tell me about the Pro. You got to show me how it works. He's like, well, of course I'm going to show you. But first, I want to show you how the old shit works, right? Like, he's just fucking... He's building the anticipation for this.
Haven't done that. And basically, they all work the same. So let's do that right now, okay?
Then
I'm
why
going to
the
take
fuck do
and
we need
work with
signal?
the small unit. That's called the compact. I have a 4-pound chicken here. And by the way, any size rotisserie you order, you'll get my Showtime flavor injector. Jill, I have some lime juice over here, and I really want to put that into the chicken. It gives it a nice, tangy flavor.
It's
that nice?
Wonderful. Oh, it looks great.
And maybe I'll put a little of my char rub on here and just rub that around.
Oh, that looks great.
Huh?
That char rub is, boy.
Yeah, I got to try my char rub.
It's
Right.
so good, you guys.
Here's the spit rod, and all I'm going to do is just slide it in like so. I'll put it on the platform that comes with your machine. I'll take the lid over here, and all I'll do is just snap it on.
Well, he didn't really season the whole thing, but whatever.
Like this.
Perfect.
Put it in the middle. Now, I'm going to come over here, and I'll put it in this end machine over here.
Dude, he's gonna say
Slide it back. You put up the window. You set it. And Jill, let's show the folks now how to use the included Showtime nonstick baskets.
All right, I'm not going to subject to this. Sounds like PlayStation talking about PS5 Pro. No, it sounds like PlayStation talking about PS4. They're like, remember how good PS4 was? We're not doing that shit again. No, because that would mean like the next thing's going to be an improvement. Like, but Ron Popel actually did an improvement. He's like, we made a compact one where you can do like 2 salmon steaks. And I know you fat fucks are going to do more than 2 salmon steaks. So we made one bigger and you can do like 6. Set it and forget, you know. Yeah, I use the injectors all the time for chicken and pork. I've had turkey from one of those set it and forget it bad boys, and it was top notch. Have you ever had deep fried turkey? I had deep fried turkey one time in my life, man, and I've been chasing that high ever since. I'd make it myself, but like I just don't want to, die making turkey. How did Will die? Fucking making deep fried turkey. See my mom wherever I end up. Oh, how'd you die? I was making deep fried turkey. Hey David, what's up, man? David missed all the excitement. Deaf, Elijah. How's everything going? I wouldn't say swimmingly. My mom passed away last week, David. Yeah, it's all good, man. I've been traveling. Really sorry. It's all good, man. Where you been traveling to? Fuck you doing traveling? Ah. I've been doing some traveling myself. Just to Virginia. But I've been driving there, so I've been going through other states. So mainly Illinois, Ohio, Indiana, West Virginia. But yeah, because I don't know if you heard this part, but like end of July, we went to go visit her because we thought it was the end there. We thought that we got a call basically saying like you might want to come now. This might be it. So we fucking hopped in the car literally the next day. Oh, you're here for the last trip? Okay. But now we're gonna be going again next week for the gathering. So I gotta get an oil change on Sunday. Um to get the car ready for that again. I guess she's doing all right. We're both trying to put on the fucking, brave face and dust our shoulder off and keep moving. But I think she's doing a better job than I am. Like, I went back to work today, finally. She went back Monday. And I did okay at work. It just, for some reason, when I got to the car, like I opened my car door, sat down, and as I was sitting down, I could feel it. Like, I could feel my eyes like welding up and shit. And then, like, once I shut the car door and like put my key in the ignition, I could just kind of feel myself losing it. I was just like, But David, on the silver lining side of it, since you like movies and such so much, we did discover a new game via Rotten Tomatoes. Well, technically 2 games, really. I figured I had to say something else. Everybody got quiet. They're like, he gonna cry in the car. Well, he kind of did. Yeah, one's pretty straightforward. It sucks. It sucks. Lost mine 15 years ago. Doesn't get easier. You just learn to handle it better. Yeah, probably not the fucking thing that I wanted to hear right now. Because me and Erica were just in here talking about how I'm handling it and everything, and I don't think I'm handling it properly. And Death Punch and Erica. But yeah, by the way, Death Punch, you missed it. Erica said the exact same thing you said when I said I wasn't processing it properly. I know, man. Just so you know. Oh, yeah, because it just wouldn't be a David night unless David came in here and said something soul-shattering. No, but the Rotten Tomatoes games we came up with, one is pretty straightforward. You name a movie. All right. Everybody takes a guess whether they want to guess the tomato meter or the audience score, and you have to hit it dead on. There is no fucking close, well, there is close if you're Death Punch. We call him Mr. Off by 1. Because like 90% of his guesses are usually off by 1. You have to get it dead on. Or the new one we've been playing is somebody names a movie. So, like, for instance, if like David names, what's David's favorite movie? Fucking Tron. If he's like Tron, and then we go to Tron, and let's say Tron has a tomato meter score of fucking 50. All right. Well, then now Death Punch has to name a movie that's higher than 50. Your Clue? Tron, what the fuck? That's funny. I actually used Clue as the example when I was running this by AI to see what AI had in store. All right, so for Clue, what was Clue? I forgot what Clue was. But like, so for instance, let just for example's sake, if Clue was like 86, okay, now our mission is like, okay, what's a movie that we think is higher than 86? And then whoever has the highest one at the end of once everybody's named the movie. My internet was fuck your internet. No, I'm not explaining shit. No, it's just if this were a game where you get close without hitting it, yeah, fucking Death Punch broke that version of the game. Usually Death Punch in here breaking games left and right and shit. This one, if it was like, all right, let's get as close as we can to getting it without actually getting it. Okay, and yeah, Death Punch fucking killed us. I've hit a couple of them by one, but not as many as Death Punch. I've hit a couple of them by one, but like Death Punch has hit like fucking 90 of them. You know, fucking ridiculous. Plus, it's interesting. Like, plus there's a discovery thing too. It's like, oh wow, this is what critics thought about this movie. Like, okay, like I'm pretty sure me, Death Punch, and Elijah remember the score, but without looking it up, David, and that's another thing we all have to do trust system. We have to, picture that we're not looking this up. But David, what do you think the tomato meter? Not the audience. Don't think about the audience. But what do you think the tomato meter score for Home Alone 2 is? Like, if somebody just came in and said, "Hey, what do you think the Rotten Tomato score for Home Alone 2 is?" What would be your guess? 40? Wow, he was actually closer than any of us. Because it was actually 36, and we were we were flabbergasted. That's when we started playing, like, if you can top it. And I thought I could beat it with Joe Dirt, and I did, because Joe Dirt had a 9. So David might be pretty good at this. Because he got pretty close with fucking on his first guess there. I thought he was going to be way off like we were. I don't even remember what mine was, but I know it was way off. Because I did not expect the fucking 36 to show up. I will tell you this. I'm in the category that thinks it's better than the first one. I like watching it better than the first one, but like in terms of like a movie, I just went over this the other night, but like it's the fucking first movie. That's all it is. It's the first movie with a couple little tweaks. Yeah, we're not the wet bandits anymore. We're the sticky bandits. Fuck you, Marv. You know, like, yeah, that's all. You know? Oh my God, we're in New York and I'm going to go to my aunt's house and set up shit. Throw in a little bit of hotel shit. Plus, you can't go wrong with little Tim Curry. You know? Plus, that whole scene at the hotel, like, fucking, we love you. That fucking, and Cliff, and they all look at, that's good shit. But then you got the pigeon lady, which is just a stand-in for old man Clemens or whatever the fuck his name was in the Marley, whatever his fucking name was in the first movie. That's just it again. You know, like, other than that, it's a fine movie. I like it. I've always wanted to see if you've ever seen a cartoon called The Critic with fucking John Lovitz in it. They do a joke in there where they're like John Lovitz's character, The Critic, is like, oh, okay, we'll be back to review Home Alone 6, which ironically they're up to now. Coincidentally. But like it shows like the cartoon mom is like, oh my God, we left Kevin at home again. And he's 46. And it shows Kevin with a cigar in his mouth, beer, just, it's the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. So that's all it is. Just get as close to me. Well, no. There's two different ones. You wanted me to re-explain. I forgot. There's two different ones we play. One is you have to get it spot on. But you can guess either the audience score or the tomato score. You can guess either one. You just have to declare which one. You know, they have, like, you can do popcorn, 25p popcorn. That's the popcorn meter. Or you do critic for that. That's if we're playing that one. Whereas the other one, we just name movies and see if we can just get a higher score above it. Like, it was starting to be difficult the other night because then we just kept naming shit in the 90s. And it was like, all right, what the fuck's Death Punch named a 100, which when it gets to 100, all you can do is tie. So now it's like, what movie is 100? And I was going to go Toy Story 3. I was like, that has to be Toy Story 3. Because he went Toy Story. And then Elijah was like, Toy Story 3. I was like, fuck. You know? And then I forgot what I picked after that. I know I went something, but I can't remember. It was in the 90s, but like I knew it wasn't what is the 100 film? It was Toy Story. It was Toy Story, and I was like, oh, I'll go Toy Story 3 because I think I'm sorry, out of the trilogy, fuck, I haven't watched 4 and 5, and I really don't care to. But out of the trilogy, the fucking third one, it just wrong. Fuck you. That ending alone is just fucking brilliant. You have fucking Buzz and Woody there just sitting there like, goodbye, old friend. And Andy just like looking in the rear view like, fuck, man, I had some good times with him and everything. And like, man, fuck you. But again, I think 2 is better than 2 is the one I've seen the least, so I don't really have like any strong opinions about it. But 3, you'll fucking never convince me. Even if they used AI. That's another thing I'm getting pissed about. Every time I scroll on fucking Facebook, there's somebody getting pissed about people using AI pictures for like advertising and shit like that. And I'm just like, y'all need to fucking calm down, man. The only time I get mad with AI is when I see the AI videos and I'm just like, I asked like Chat GPT to do something. And it's like, no, I can't do that. But like, here's fucking this, you know, like. And then the other thing is, I don't like when people use AI to pass off something as real. And then, like, when I comment on it, they're like, it was a joke. I'm like, says the one who's passing it off as real. You know? Like, that's my issue with AI. Like, you see, like, a fucking picture, and you're like, oh, fuck, well, that, you know, okay, whatever the fuck it is, whether it be a news story or fucking whatever it is. And you're like, oh, shit, well, that's interesting. And then it turns out it's not even fucking real. You know, I'm really thinking about paying monthly for Claude. I'm telling you, man, Claude off the chain, man. Claude is off the chain, man. I use Claude for fucking like, especially like when it comes to like shit, like when I brought up the like game, like the Rotten Tomato game to Claude and everything. He was just like, okay, he was in for it and everything. So, no, turn that off. So like, yeah. And then, like I said, like writing the books and everything was just, although, like I said, like I'm redoing my first one, which considering certain events, I think I am going to take out certain stories now and put in some mom stories if I can think of any. Sorry, Elijah, I'm taking out the fuck story. But the Claude I'm working with on this one, he is just no fun. You know, like the fucking, I get Claudes where I'm just like, hey, partner, you know, like fucking let's go to work there. Let's fucking figure this out. Fucking this Claude, man, he's a step away from like, you took my stapler. Like he's a step away from that, man. He's just no fucking fun. You know? He's like, all right, I've made all the changes you like. Go ahead and give it a pass over, see if you like it. And I'm like, thanks, pal. You know? Sorry. Plus another story's getting cut too, because I really just, it's not because, you know, of the contact, Content, that's what I'm looking for. It's not because of the content matter in there, because I fucking tell a girl to go kill herself. Not really, but in a roundabout kind of way. But it's just like, do I really need that in here anymore? So I kind of took it out because it kind of ends flat. It almost turns into a story that doesn't really have an ending, you know, and I hate those. With David thinking Toy Story 1 is better than Toy Story 3, he's probably somebody that thinks Back to the Future 3 is the best of the trilogy. Like, Toy Story 1 is better than Toy Story 3. I'm like, oh, fuck, really? That will, oh, yeah, I fucking, and don't get me wrong, I love Back to the Future 1. Like, people always look at that comment as like, oh, you hate Back to the Future 1. No, I don't fucking hate it. You know, but like if you look at all three of those movies and which one I enjoy the most, it's always going to be Back to the Future 2. 3 is the Western one. Yeah, 3 is the Western one. Which I'll admit, for a long time, I thought I hated part 3. I thought I hated it, and I think very, very long time ago, Diana sent me the trilogy on the DVD or some shit. So I rewatched it, and I was like, you know what? This isn't all too bad. Yeah, they kind of fucking rehash some jokes from the first 2 movies that I don't think they really needed. But other than that, I was like, this isn't too bad. It's still not my favorite, but it's not bad. Why didn't they make part 4? I don't care. Do we need it? Did you really look at the end of fucking Back to the Future Part, with everything that happened in Back to the Future Part 3? Fucking Doc Brown meets fucking Clara Barton. They have kids. The kid points at his dick. Look it up. He flies off into the sunset on his fucking flying train. Another train comes by, ruins the DeLorean. He goes back home to his fucking life, and like, that's it. Like, do you need anything else after that? Like, what else could you possibly want with these characters? You know? You put 3 above 1? That's a bold move, Cotton. I think I saw the 3rd one before the 2nd. The fuck? You know, with some movies that could probably, you know, like, oh, I saw Police Academy 3 before I saw 1. Like, all right, I guess. But like Back to the Future, I don't think that's a series that you should be doing that with. I feel like watching Back to the Future 3 is just like fucking watching like episode 4 of season 3 of Lost, just that randomly. Be like, what? The hell is going on? Can you do that with nerds? You know, honestly, with 3 and 4, I think you could. Like, if you stumbled into like Revenge of the Nerds 3, I think you could somehow comprehend that movie a little bit. I think there'd be a couple questions. Like, wait, what happened before? But like the second one, no, you'd be like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what happened? You know? So no, I don't think the 4th one doesn't really fucking matter. It was a TV movie. Fucking take it or leave it. It was a backdoor pilot anyway, so it doesn't really fucking matter. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So like if you watch Back to the Future 3 before part 2, It's like watching like a random episode in like season 3, which is fucking awful season. Well, not an awful first half. And then like being like, what? Like that's how I feel like it would be watching fucking Back to the Future 3 before 1 and 2. At some point, for sure, Elijah, nothing is original anymore. No, Robert Zemeckis has come out and said that there will be no remake, no sequel. Yeah, binge it. Don't blink. If you're like, oh, it's on. If you're like, hey, I'm starting this episode, let me go grab a drink. Don't do it. Because you're going to come back and be like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, you laugh, but you know I'm right. There's some episodes you might be able to get away with. Like, oh, this episode's starting. Let me go grab a drink. All right. Oh, okay. Fucking cool. All right, we're in. But there's some episodes you're like, oh, this is starting. Let me go grab a drink. You come back and you're like, what the fuck happened? You know? You turn into Stifler from American Wedding, man. You're like, what the fuck is going on? Like, you turn into that. You know? I can't do that with the Blacklist that I'm watching now. Oh, is it one of those don't blink shows, as I like to call it? I'm not a real big fan of don't blink shows. Lost. Here's why I got into Lost. Because the first season came out, everybody went fucking goofy for it. I didn't care. I was working at Blockbuster, didn't really care. Came out on DVD, didn't really care. Second season came out, people went fucking daffy for it. Didn't care. Did not care. Then it came out on DVD, and we had them brand new, you know, at Blockbuster at the time. And this is when box sets were like 60 fucking bucks a pop. Now they come out of the TV show, it's like 30 bucks, depending on the show, for like a season. You know, it could be even 20 for the season, depending on the show. But back then, they were fucking 60 bucks a pop. One season, not the series, mind you, one fucking season. So I'm like fucking straightening up the rack one day, and I see the Lost, you know, show, and I pick it up, and I see fucking Michelle Rodriguez on the cover. I was like, get out of here. Michelle Rodriguez is in the show. I was like, well, I got to watch this. You know, like, this is season 2 there. So at the time, my mom was in the Lost. She gave up after season 2 because she didn't like how it ended. But I asked her, I was like, hey, Mom, do I need to watch season 1 of Lost to understand season 2? And she was like, yeah. I was like, all right. So I bought season 1, 60 bucks, gone. Watched it, fucking loved it. I was like, this is phenomenal. I got to get season 2 now. I didn't get paid for like another week. So I asked my sister, I was like, hey, you got 60 bucks? She was like, for what? I was like, I just need to buy this DVD. I'll pay you back when I get paid. She was just like, $60 for what? I was like, come on. She was like, all right, fine. So I bought it, and I watched the whole fucking. I remember almost being late for work one day because I was watching a fucking episode and shit. Like, I was watching, I was like, oh, fuck. And then, like, I'm putting on my pants and shit. I got to fucking leave. Like, that's how, like, into it I was and shit. To the point where I'm like, all right, I'm going to watch it on TV. I'm going to watch it on fucking TV now. First episode, season 3. I watch it on TV. I'm like, this is incredible. Oh, my God, man. We're in for a wild ride here, especially if you watch 1 and 2. Then the second episode of season 3 comes on. And I'm like, what happened? Like, literally episodes 2 through, I think, like 8 of like season 3 of Lost is like an endurance test. It's like if you can make it through that, you can make it through like fucking anything, you know, because those 6 episodes are fucking rough, you know, like interest wise, it's just like, you know, it's very dialogue heavy. You have to listen to a lot of shit, you know. Then after that, it picks up again, and it's just full force for the rest of the series. I mean, yep, you turn away, and boom, someone's kidnapped or shot. I've tried watching The Blacklist like 3 times through now. I don't know why, but at like season 3 or 4, I always stop. But Reddington is one of the best written characters ever. Oh yeah, Binge Buster. Yeah. Elijah showed me that. Yeah. David, I couldn't agree more about Reddington. It's not the same. You know, Elijah sent it to me. I actually saw it before Elijah sent it to me. But I'm pretty sure he's tired of seeing the fucking, like, I synced it shit. So I just fucking, like, whatever. But I'm like, it's not the same. Like, yeah, I can click on my streaming services and go to like a digital store and make it look like I'm walking around and shit. But like, fucking, it's not the same as like walking. Like, that's what I like going to the video store every Friday. I get to walk around a store. Yeah, I'm buying them and not renting them, but you get to walk around. You get to search through shit. You know, you look on the shelf, like, what the fuck's this? And you pull it out and read it. Like, no, I don't want that. Put it back and shit. You know, like, that's the fun. You know, I don't want to point and click. If I want to do a point and click adventure, man, like, I'll do a point and click adventure. You know, I don't need to go to bengebuster.net and fucking do it. I can just do a point and click adventure. You know, hell, I can go to Google Maps and do a fucking point and click adventure, really, if I try enough. I stopped on the last, what is it? Oh, Sons of Anarchy. Yeah, my mom loves Sons of Anarchy. She got really into the Yellowstone shows. Yellowstone, what is it? Landman. What was the third one? 1922? I think that's the year. She got really into those shows. I stopped at the last season of Sons for Sons. I saw like one of the characters' death in the last episode of Sons because I was curious how he dies. You know, so I was like, I'm curious how this plays out. I've never seen the show, but I was like, I'm curious how it plays out. And I was just like, wow, that was kind of shitty. I was going to say gay, but he's a biker, so I can't say that. So I'm going to say kind of shitty. Although there's 8 seasons of that show. If there's not a gay biker storyline in that show somewhere, well, what are we doing? I love bikes. I love riding. But I also love cock. Get him. Okay. It's not the same at all. I agree wholeheartedly, but there's none left in my area. Will, it's all I have. Well, I mean, it's all you have, and it makes you happy. Hey. Billy Zane once said, if it makes you feel good, do it. I seriously just want to call my psychiatrist and just be like, hey, can you give me lithium? I just don't want to feel shit anymore. I remember watching Lost on my original Wii through Netflix. Dude, I watched Roseanne through Wii on Netflix when I was moving out of Houston. We had the PS3 disc for Netflix, and we had the Wii one. I wish I still had those, because apparently they're collector's items now. I would have known they're going to be collector's items. Listen, sometimes you can look at something and be like, oh, this is going to be worth something one day. Like, we'll be honest, like all the packaging that video games came in growing up, we had no fucking idea. We just thought it was packaging. Threw the shit away. Some psychos out there kept them. They're just like, nah, I'm going to keep this. Make the game look nice and shit. I'd probably say 60% of people threw that shit away. You know? But if you would have told me, like, to the gaming community that the Wii Netflix disc and the PS3 disc, I think there was an Xbox one too. But if you would have told me those would have been valuable to people, I would have ordered like 90 of them when they came out. I only had one game per Wii. Yeah, well, the Wii wasn't mine. All right, so my mom got the Wii, right? And we barely used it. The only game we played was Wii Sports. That's the only thing we played on it. That's the only thing we had. But then I finally said, fuck it, I'm gonna buy a game one day. I bought Deal or No Deal, and then we stopped playing it right afterwards. But before that, we get the Wii, and finally my mom just stops using it. So I was like, fuck it, I'm moving it into my room so I can watch Netflix. Because this is before Netflix was on. This is before all the smart devices and everything, you know, smart TVs, everything. So you had to actually have something hooked up, and that's what I had hooked up. So I had Netflix hooked up there. And when we moved to Illinois, I can't remember where I found it. Was it a Dollar Tree or no? I don't think it was a Dollar Tree. Was it? I don't know. I can't remember where I found it, but they were all discounted. They had like the decals for your Wii, and I can't remember if my remotes are decked out. Like it's right upstairs, you know. But it's, you know, the white console and everything. But I saw these decals that were for $1. And I was like, I'm gonna deck it out and shit. So I'll buy the decals and I fucking put it on there all nice and neat and everything like that. Finally, my mom sees the Wii like after a while. And she was like, what the fuck is on the Wii? I was like, what? You don't like my decals? I got these stickers. They're like $1. She was like, what the fuck? You know, I negated to tell you that they were Hannah Montana decals. I was like, come on, you don't like the Hannah Montana? Oh, this shit's decked out and everything. She was just like, oh, fuck. She just shook her head and walked away at that one. She couldn't even fucking argue with me on that one. She was just like, I'm not even gonna argue. I was like, you don't use the fucker? Why not deck it out with a little fucking Hannah? Get the best of both worlds in this bitch, man. Come on. She's gone by this point. I don't even know who I was talking to at that point. But mix it all together, and you know you get the best of both. Just why you gotta be hating on my Hannah Montana? And I swear, like the only games I've ever played on it was Wii Sports. I think I played like a bass fishing game on it. Never got to play Deal or No Deal on it. Bowling was my man. I was determined to get a perfect game, man. The highest I got was 9. I was like, I'm gonna get a perfect game on this motherfucker, man. And like I could only get the 9. And I think the day I got the 9, I was like, that's it. I'm done. Because like I did like fucking tons of games in a row, you know, of the bowling. I probably did the bowling the most. I probably did bowling, golf, baseball, then boxing. The boxing I did the least because I was like, yeah, fucking whatever. I mean, the boxing was fine, but yeah, it was not something I'm like, oh, I gotta fucking play this. I have a Wii. Man, I wish I knew how to hook up like fucking game systems to my computer to where like I could just stream them. I wish I knew how to do that because like I would go out and buy like fucking old stupid games for the Wii and fucking play like shit like The Price is Right or fucking Deal or No Deal. I'd go out and rebuy that, or Wheel of Fortune. I'd totally fucking buy Wheel of Fortune for Wii. Or I watch this guy play Family Feud for Wii on YouTube, and it fucking cracks me up every time. Because, man, you think some of the answers we come up with are bad sometimes? This guy is fucking awful sometimes. Like, one of the questions was, like, name a right you are born with when you are born, you know? Name a right you are born with. And his answer was citizenship. And I'm like the fuck? Like, I'm sure you can watch a YouTube video on it and purchase an adapter. Be cool. Like, I have this fucking thing right here where, like, I can stream other shit. But, like, I'll be honest, I don't know how to fucking... Because, like, when I bought this from Timu, there was no instructions. There was no... Hey, this is how you hook this fucker up. You know, because this is supposed to be, like, I can hook this to, like, a fucking... I know I need another HDMI cord, which that I understand, but, like... Then what? You know, like, okay, how do I stream, like, fucking Nintendo 64 via this? You know, like, how do I stream Wii? Because I have these systems, you know? So, that's what I don't understand. Because I would love to, like, boot up, like, fucking WWE No Mercy. You know how many hours I put in that fucking game? Hook up the PS2 and do some fucking, like, Here Comes the Pain, if I can find it. Oh, shit, it has a Wii and the HDMI. Oh, but I need another piece. Wii converter, full HD. Well, that's if I want full HD. I don't want fucking full HD. Be happy I'm even fucking doing it. All right, I'll watch that later. All right. Like, here's the thing I don't get. Okay, I watch these guys called New Legacy Inc., and they're the main ones I see it with. Okay, but like, okay, so people who have a PS4 or PS5, right? Okay, this is what I can't figure out. And I've looked, before I even tell you this story, I looked through every fucking setting imaginable on my PS5 and PS4 for that matter. I looked through every fucking setting to figure this out, but there's nothing there. But I'll watch like a YouTuber who's maybe playing like the new WWE 2K26. Okay. They're playing it via their PlayStation. Okay, awesome. We're all on track right now. Okay. But then maybe something happens during the stream. I don't know. But then he'll hit his home screen and we'll go to his like home screen and shit. We'll see his home screen, everything like that. We'll see his trophies pop up, all that good shit. But like for some reason, trophies don't pop up when I live stream. And I look to see if I could change that. There's no change in that. If I try and switch to another game when I'm live, it cuts off my whole stream. And I've seen people switch to another game when they're live, you know, so I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing wrong with this? You know, like, so I don't know. That's the only thing I can't get past with my PS5 there and shit. Yeah, like they can show their menu and like when they get trophies and shit, you see it and everything. And I'm like, oh, okay, so there just must be a setting that hides it. You know, and I went through every fucking setting imaginable to fucking find it, and I just can't. You know, like sometimes you see them streaming, and they're like, "Oh, I'm done playing this game. Let's play this," and they just go to their little menu screen and switch to the next game, and then they're still streaming. I'm like, is it because I'm white? Is that it? You know. Thought I heard something up there. Do you think it needs like a whole setup to do that? I really hope not. It shouldn't be a fucking what's the word I'm looking for here? Studio. All right, that's it. Everybody, get out. No. So, what do I'll do now? Turn off the lights and feel around. I don't know why my voice got so deep with that. Why you're not allowed to say transgender on fucking Facebook? Man. Oh, MySpace needs to hurry up and come back already. Hold on, I'm just reading something about disc golf. And yes, transgender has something to do with it. Motherfucker, that was from 2023. Whatever. All right. Sorry. Done. Play Who's in My Mouth. What's this? Oh, that. Okay. Okay. All right. Sorry. Had another notification. I'm popular. No, I'm not. I only wake up now with like a bunch of notifications because like I'll get high and then I'll just scroll my feed and then like whatever pisses me off, I'll respond to it. So I just wake up in the morning to fucking either responses, either haha or, you know, responses. Like one where I finally had to delete. Oh my God, because people like I don't even know who the girl was, but it was like this fucking TikToker turned 18 and started an OnlyFans, made money. You know, wasn't like any of the big names, you know, like Lil Tay or anything like that. But it was like this TikToker turned 18, did OnlyFans, started making money. People in the comment section just fucking lighting it up. You know, like how dare she fucking do that and da 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 and all this shit. So I'm like, okay, so instead of just saying like, you know, like how dare she do that? You know, like why not just say, wow, she's selling her body at 18? Okay, apparently it didn't read off as that. It read off as like, wow, she's selling her body at it. That's how it read off. So like I woke up the next morning with fucking like when I was like, all right, I'm just gonna delete it. I could be like, no, that's how your fucking perverted mind read it. But no, I was just like, fucking, I'm just gonna skip. You know, and I think today was the AI one where I was just like, I don't get why people hate AI so much. So what? A fucking company used it for an advertisement for karaoke night. Like, what the fuck are you getting so mad about? Like, it'd be one thing if they're like, I don't like AI. We're like, okay, cool. You want to get a beer? All right, awesome. But it's the fact that I've seen people get so fucking angry about it. Like, fucking mad. You know? And I'm just like, it ain't that big a deal, man. Unless you're passing shit up. Now, if I was like, yeah, the person in the profile picture is me, because I made it with AI, then yeah, fucking be mad. You know, but if you think that's me, that's kind of more on you than anything. But anyway, point being, you know, it's when people start using AI to pass shit off as fucking fact is what bothers me. Because that's one of the things I don't like about Facebook. I can't tell what's fucking real and make believe anymore, which is why I want fucking MySpace back even more. At least when I go to fucking like somebody's Facebook or MySpace page and a song's playing, at least in a song is fucking real. Fuck, not even that anymore, because like I couldn't find that fucking song I was looking for years, or what was it, about a year ago? I couldn't find it. Never found it. But you can just fucking make your own goddamn music these days anymore. To make other apps now? Oh yeah, because Claude has like a coding thing, but you have to pay extra for it. Yeah. To code, I think I have to pay $20 a month, $17 a month, and I get to code. Or is that for the max? Hold on, let me see. Coding. I assume I get it with. Yeah, I assume I get it with the $17 a month one. Oh no, wait. I'm sorry, it is $20 a month. $17 a month is if you get the yearly one, which is $200. But yeah, you can code on there. AI is getting crazy. Yeah. And like I said, that's fine if you want to use it for funny little videos and shit. And, you know, I think I saw one the other day. It was the scene from White Chicks, like that. And I need you. And it was Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman from fucking WWE. Roman Reigns doing his singing and Paul Heyman just looking. And I thought that was kind of funny. And I've been seeing a couple of, like, they were floating around for a while, like all the AI videos of like from that movie Career Opportunities. The girl riding on the horse, you know, and then it'd be like fucking, I don't know, who was it? It was, fuck. It'd be like an AI Leah Thompson riding the horse, like fucking toy horse or whatever. And you just see Michael J. Fox eating a corn dog, just fucking Biff Tannen sitting there, Doc Brown. Oops. Anybody got any change? You know, those I thought were kind of entertaining. See, like when you use AI for shit like that, I don't mind. You know, like when it's for bullshit like that. But when it starts to become like, I'm going to pass this shit off as real, that's when it becomes an issue. In my eyes. Yeah, I do think using AI actors for movies, I think that's dumb. Like, listen, I can understand if like McDonald's tomorrow was just like, you know what, fuck it, no more workers. We're just gonna get AI bots in here. They can do all the fucking work. See, if McDonald's did that, I'd be like, I guess. You know, like, yeah, people are gonna lose jobs, but whatever. You know, but how the fuck you gonna tell me that Hollywood, who has actors coming in, like there's people on the streets who can fucking act. If you can lie, you can act. Okay. You're telling me that a whole Hollywood industry is just like, fuck actors. We can just make them and shit. Like that's where I'm just like, no. You know, and I respect the Academy's decision to fucking, the movies are going to be shit if they do that. Give me a few. All right. You need to watch this. Oh, fuck. I wouldn't say the movies would be shit. You know, like I just think replacing human actors, I just think it's fucking redonkulous. Listen, I think if you replace a fucking like cashier at a McDonald's with like a bot, like, okay, it's faster, it's easier, it's more fucking, you know, whatever. But a whole fucking Hollywood system? Are you gonna send the fucking link or what? Let's go. Oh, that must be why we're giving them a few. Okay. Oh, there it is. TikTok. The fuck? Oh, let me get to where I can pause it. Okay.
What, you're trying Tinder as a business expense now?
Do you know how much these AI companies are worth?
I try not to know how much anything is worth. It keeps me relaxed.
Trillions, Jerry. Trillions. And what do? They guess things badly.
That does sound familiar.
I could have been an AI guy, Jerry. I've been artificially intelligent my whole life.
You're not artificial. You're naturally wrong.
Exactly. No training costs.
I feel like I have to Dump her, George. She has a huge Palestine flag hanging in her bedroom. But I am hesitant because she is hot and definitely on the younger side.
Okay. I read that wrong. I thought that whole scene was AI generated. Wait, was it? That's why I leaned in. I was mainly looking in the background at shit. You know, I wanted to see how it did the background. If it was AI, because that was my assumption. I was like, this is a completely AI clip, right? So I was looking in the background. The background was pretty spot on. But the only thing that it was missing was Jerry's voice. That was not fucking Jerry Seinfeld's voice. That's the only thing I did notice. I was like, that is not Jerry's voice. There's not going to be any life to them. I think they can have life to them. Life in a way where like they can deliver a line. But like, yeah, they're not going to be like, oh, let me try it this way, boss. You know, they're not going to do it like that, like they do on some movies. You know, they're not going to. There's not going to be an AI Robin Williams who's going to be, you know, give you fucking 15 minutes of takes of one line. You know, I will say, like, because like I tried explain. I think this is why Maximus isn't working on the page, and that is because characters like Pinky and Wendell. I think you really have to hear the inflection in their voices, and I was asking Claude. I was like, Claude, do you understand inflection? Like, if I tell you, if I send a voice message with the inflection of what I want, will you understand it? And he was like, unfortunately, no. Like, I'll understand what you say, but how you say it means absolutely nothing to me. And I was like, interesting. So as I'm reading like some of the first draft or like, you know, some pieces, not even first draft really, I was reading some of the pieces and I was just like, yeah, this is an experience that happened that was funny, but like it's not working. You know, and that's why I was just like, I don't think this is going to work as a book. I waited fucking 20 years to do this, and it's not going to work, you know? Yeah, it's not conveying what I want. Yeah. Whereas, like, in Chasing Dreams and Reality, I'm like, I want you to convey that fucking, you know, Justine finds it beautiful that artist sees her like this when she's drawn, and Claude understands that and writes it in a way where the reader understands that's how she feels at that moment, you know. Whereas like Claude can't write it where, like Jamaican accent, you can kind of your brain can picture that one. Okay, the lisp, I think he was kind of getting with there, but with Pinky, and he talks like that in an accent that you never really heard before, baby. And, you know, like you kind of heard the accent, but you don't really know where it's really from. You think you know, but you don't really know. You know what I mean, baby? It's kind of hard getting that across. The only word I can think of is eccentric. You know, that's the only word that always comes to mind when I think of that. And but like, and then it just felt like Claude was just putting SCH on the beginning of like every fucking word Wendell said. So I was just like, that's gonna lose its luster after a while with me. Because I that's how I described it. I was like, kind of put like a hierarchy in there, you know, or because like I think there's been times in episodes of Game On where like Wendell hasn't talked with I mean, he has that lisp sort of thing, but like, I'm trying to think of like I was so close this time. As you know, my online screen name is Pawn Star Fan Number 1. I do know that. I wish I didn't. which if you understand that reference, good job. You know, so like there's been times where like Wendell didn't have the lisp. I always kind of like throw it in for emphasis. Because like I said, I mainly started as just a joke with my fucking friends. I do it in front of for customers. Yes, can I help you find something today? Oh yes, do you have the Obama calendar? Oh yes, your Obama. That's gonna be right over here. Entertainment, right here. Jeff fucking he's trying not to fucking laugh. Oh, is that all you need to? Well, go ahead, come right up. I'll go ahead and check you out right here. Okay, all right. So the Obama calendar, that's gonna be with tax. Looking at 1623. Did you want to think about getting a Borders gift card today? And that's when Jeff was like, "I'm done." That's when he had to walk away. Like, think about getting a Borders gift card today? Because he did not expect me to say all that in that accent and shit. And she's like, "No, that's okay." I was like, "All right, I'm gonna get this bagged up for you. There's the receipt. You have a good day." And Jeff's like, "You're terrible." You know? I was just like, "Oh, yeah, just trying to have fun out here." You know? When I was at the other calendar store, the one I hated, to be fair, I wouldn't say I hated it. I hate how it was ran. Because I was just like, I'm pretty sure I could just pick anybody in this fucking mall and they could run it better than you fuckers. You know? Customers included. But the job is actually pretty chill, like I can do calendars and fucking make sure nobody steals shit, like not bad. But one day, but you have a phone to the other kiosk, so I was bored. So a customer called or walked up and was like, do you have, I forgot what calendar it was. So I called the girl down at the other kiosk and I was like, "Come on, I was wondering if you have, I forgot what calendar it was. I don't know, just for story purposes. Do you have the Bob Marley calendar?" She was like, yeah, we do. I was like, "Could you put it on hold for me? I should be down in just a few moments," or something along the lines of that. And she was like, yeah, okay, 8 o'clock. So I hang up the phone and I look at the customer and I was like, "She's holding it for you. She'll be right down there." And she was like, "Okay, all right." So later on, I'm bored. There's no customers. I was just like, I'm just going to fuck with her. So I call down there and I just look at like a random calendar that was like in front of me, or just a random one. And I was just like, yes, do you have the Pittsburgh Steelers calendar?" She's like, "All right, Will." So I was like, "I had a feeling earlier that was you. Now I know it's you." I was like, damn. I hung up. She had enough, yeah. Here's the funny thing with her, though. I don't think I talked about this in the podcast episode. I may have or may have not. It was the girl who I was like, "I don't like working with you." It was her. Before that, though, or maybe I did mention that then. If I mentioned that, then like fucking I did tell the story. Never mind. Don't mind me. I'm just over here. Do you guys have the Hooters calendar, the one with the big knockers? I mean, you say that as a joke, but we did have Hooters calendars. Yeah, dude, you'd be amazed at like the categories of the calendars that they even make. Dude, a big seller. Okay, this is when I worked there. Big seller, outhouses. Fucking people love fucking outhouses. That was like a great gag gift to give to people. Was the outhouse calendar. So people would come in for that. I'd fucking sell out of it. Local sports team, done. You'll get like the other sports teams sprinkled in, but whatever the local sports team is, for us it was the Cardinals. So like that, done. Chicago, done. Houston was Houston, Texas, but you know, Houston was a big fucking city, so like all the teams got love there. What's that fucking calendar name? The fuck, where's Jax? There was a Thomas Kincaid. That one, Thomas Kincaid. Jax. Hey, Jax, real quick. I'm on live and we're talking about the calendar stand. And I'm talking about what used to sell real big. What were those fancy calendars with Thomas Kincaid that we used to sell? It was Thomas Kincaid and the other ones that came in the fucking fancy envelope. I want to say Ansel Adams, but I know that's not fucking right. If you could help me out. All right. Those would sell big. And then finally, Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders was probably up there as a heavy hitter. Those were probably like five of the biggest. And then of course you'd have your run on like major fads at the time, like Twilight came out at the time. So fucking like when I started working there, it was New Moon. So like we were pimping out the fucking New Moon. Sorry. So we were pimping out the fucking New Moon calendars, like fucking, or was it? Yeah, it was New Moon. It was New Moon. Or like, oh my god, when I worked at the one in Illinois, the e-cards, where it's like, you know, where it looks like it's something nice, but it's just something derogatory, like, let's celebrate the day that your face touched your mom's vagina. It's like their weird way of saying like happy birthday. I want to call it same old e-cards, some shit like that. Lang, that's what they're called. Lang calendars. That's what they were. They're like the fancy art calendars. Those sold real big. You know? And every fucking dog breed. I swear, I learned so many fucking dog breeds working with calendars. It's not even fucking funny. Like up until I worked with calendars, I never knew that a dachshund was also called the dash hound. Never knew it. Always knew it as a dachshund. Lady came in one day and she was like, "Do you have a dash hound calendar?" I'm like, "Is that a dog?" She was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "No." She was like, "Are you sure?" No. She was like, "Oh, okay. You know, that's fine." And then 2 minutes later, she walks back up to the fucking counter and she was like, "Oh, look, I found it." And I look at it and it's fucking wiener dog. It's fucking dachshund. And I was like, "Oh, dachshund. Oh, I thought you said something else. I'm so sorry. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, okay." You know, because in my brain, I'm like, okay, she didn't say what I thought she heard, what I thought I heard. You know, I was like, okay, my bad. I'm sorry. And then she's holding the calendar and she kind of looks at me. And then she was like, "Did I say dash hound when I walked up?" I was like, "Dash, yeah, that's what you said." And she was like, "They're also known as dash hounds." I was like, "Are they?" And she was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, I've only known them as dachshunds. So I'll be damned. Learn something new every day." You know, I'll be 1623. Yeah. Yeah, but we had a skin section. And it like every year we had the Playboy, Hooters, Hot Buns, Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. Then we'd have for guys, we'd have hot guys with cute pets. I think one year we had a hot girls and hot cars one. So it was like sexy girls on top of cars. There's another guy one I'm forgetting. I think it's just a generic. Oh, Chippendales. We had Chippendales. Yeah. Yeah, so Maxim, I think, had one at the time. But like the second time around, not so much. They didn't have one. You know, like when I worked at the one in Illinois, it was like a different ball game. It was like so much different shit. Was like Taylor Swift was real big at the time. She had like every fucking thing. She had like the mini, the big, the she had the desk. Oh no, I don't think she had a desk calendar. But I got into a fight with a lady at that one because she didn't understand inventory. And then my boss called me about it. Because I knew she was gonna call him. She came in with a fucking calendar it was a St. Louis Cardinals desk calendar. It's after Christmas. And fucking David said, returns only with receipts. You got it. So I'm at the kiosk one day, a lady comes up with St. Louis Cardinals. She was just like, I'd like to return this. I was like, absolutely. Do you have your receipt? She was like, no. And I was like, fuck. I was like, okay, are you for sure you bought it at this one? And she was like, well, I don't know. I just bought it at one of the calendar stands. It wasn't even at the small. And I'm like, oh, then I definitely can't take it back. And she was like, well, why not? I was like, because one, you don't have a receipt. And two, if I were to take it back, it throws off our inventory. Now we have an extra one of one we don't have, you got it at a different mall. So to me, that sounded like it made sense. I thought it did. She was like, but you're the same company. Which technically we were, but we weren't. Because there was different franchisors involved in shit. So, but I was like, man, without a receipt, I can't do anything. Plus, you told me that you didn't even buy it at this mall. So if I take it in, the inventory gets thrown off. I'm up one, And she was like, I want to talk to your manager. I'm like, fucking, there you go. His name's David. She was like, hey, you're so unprofessional. And then I was like, come back and stab me. I did say that, by the way. I was like, come back and stab me. And I'm just like looking at the phone now, the phone at the kiosk. I was like 3, 2, bing. I was like, there it is. Go calendar, St. Clair Square. This is William. How can I help you? Hey, Will, it's David. Yeah, I figured. And he was just like, Will, from now on, we only take receipts with returns. I was like, that's what I told her. Because I knew that's why he was calling. I was like, that's what I told her. It wasn't getting through her skull. And he was like, okay. I just wanted to call and tell you that. And I was like, all right, bye. And I was like, bitch, I know. You got to tell me the fucking rules. Y'all don't know how to run shit around here. I'm still on the line. Oh, fuck. Did y'all have spreading butt cheeks on Jeep's calendar? No. We did have car calendars. Jeep's was one of them. I'm telling you, every here, let me see if I can picture this in my head. So I'm looking at a fucking 2 racks here, 2 in the back. Okay. So this is the Houston one. So front of the rack here, that was like TV shows, video games, a mixture of that. So you'd have that. Other side, facing like mall customers and everything, that was more entertainment, celebrities like Taylor Swift, Obama, fucking, who was the other presidential candidate? Or Michelle Obama, I'm sorry. You'll have those type of people over there. On the inside, I think, if I'm remembering it correctly, that's where they'd have like, Okay, I'll come back to that one. I'll probably narrow it down. So we're done with that square. So on this square, that's where we'd have on the end, we'd have like a bunch of animals, like farm animals, pigs, horses, cows, fucking whatever, right? On the outside, that's where we'd have all the dogs and cats. Okay. Underneath, we'd have, I believe, Houston. So, so on the inside of the other square, that's where sports teams were. That was all the sports teams and everything. Because then on the other side, we had the dogs up top, cats on the bottom, if I'm not mistaken. because then they had the drawers. And yeah, okay, that checks out. Then the last two on the ends were like on the ends of the inside were all the desk calendars, you know, so shit like Jeopardy and comics and all that bullshit. Then there was Skin on the inside. Skin and Cars would be on the inside. Then on the outside was Lang, Thomas Kincaid. Other side was Planners, Nature, States. So you could get like a state of like Idaho fucking calendar. Then Art, which was shit like what's the guy's name? Geiger, Ansel Adams. Shit like what is it? The Audubon. Audubon was a big seller too. Audubon. And then on the back of those racks would be like miscellaneous shit. You know, so that was pretty much what the category, like miscellaneous would be like outhouses. You know, that was usually with the comedies and shit like that. Like we would have like Maxine, not Calvin and Hobbes. What am I thinking of? I can't remember. But with the States, there was also Serenity, which was like front porches. Front porches was big, man. God, we sold so many front porches. People come up like, you have the new front porch calendar. And like, and here's the thing, there's different ones. There's like 3 different ones, and you're like, fuck. You know? One of them's like, oh, we're the #1 selling fucking front porch calendar. You're like, get the fuck out of here. Like, who looked at a front porch calendar and said, I can do it better? And on top of that, a third person said, fuck them. I'll do it better. You know, like, yeah, they'd have horror mixed in with like the entertainment. That's where usually anything entertainment related, like horror characters, shit like that, that usually went in entertainment. Yeah, we had I'm trying to think what horrors were at the time. I don't remember any. I remember we got calendars for movies that like fucking bombed. Like if you remember that cartoon movie, what is it? The League of Guardians, I believe, or Rise of Guardians, the Owl of Gahul, or whatever the fuck it was called. We had a whole calendar for that. I'm like, this movie bombed. Why the fuck is there a calendar for this? You know? It was I'm telling you, I saw so much weird shit. Cupcakes was another one. Cupcake calendars. That one was actually kind of cool though, because I flipped that over and I'm like, all right, that's actually a pretty cool cupcake. I'm not gonna lie. Front porches I looked at and I was like, I don't get it. Some of the state ones I would look at, like Idaho. I remember looking at Idaho thinking like, wow, this doesn't look too bad. You know? Yeah, it was a good gig. Like I said, like with the first time it was run with Bonnie, fucking well, one, I was kind of scared of Bonnie, so that's why I kind of like did everything to the T, because I didn't want to, because I'd hear stories about like, yeah, Bonnie gets mad, you don't want that, and like I didn't want to lose my job, so like I was just like, oh fuck, so I did everything to a T, you know. And then there's a whole podcast about the second year. You can hear about that with fucking, what's her name? Claire, I think her name was. I don't even remember. Grace. That was her name, Grace. But like then, and I thought Grace did a bad job, but holy fuck, man. When I did the Illinois one, it started off fine, you know, for like 2 weeks. And then that's when the cracks started to show. And they tell you to patch in them cracks quickly, but like I didn't think they were going to fire people. I didn't think they were going to fire like 9 people within a 6-week period. So I was just like, fuck. I mean, And then plus whatever I would do to help out, they were just like, I'm like, I've done this shit before. You know? I should be running this shit, not you fuckers, you know. Bonnie, yeah, Bonnie's still up there. Trying to think. After Bonnie, okay, so then we had, nobody had Hy-Vee, obviously. Pizza Hut. Bill was kind of cool, but, and then, nobody had Trampoline Place. Firehouse. Yeah, Bonnie still got that moniker. Was our calendar that never sold? Oh, fuck. I can't think of it like any specific ones where like every year I'm like, this motherfucker never sells. Why is it still there? I can't think of any like specific ones like that. Because like you'd be amazed. Like I can't tell you how many times people are like, you have the new Outhouse calendar? And I'm like, really? Okay. Didn't see that one coming. Donkeys? You'd be amazed. There's quite a few people looking for that one. You know? Yeah, I can't really think. I'm trying to think of like each category in my head, and I'm just like, which is there something in that category that just doesn't sell? Like dogs, I have no idea. There probably is a dog that doesn't sell. Same with cat. Sports team, same thing. Believe it or not, the president one sells. That's one thing I hated about selling the president ones, though, because like I would straighten up the kiosk and somebody would come and fuck it up just because they don't like the president. I hated that shit. Entertainment was a grab bag. I think I can name one. The Beatles. Every year, the Beatles would come out with like 3 calendars. One was just your normal square, mini square, and then they'd come out with this elaborate, like fucking, it looks like a record. You can pull it out of the fucking sleeve and everything, but it's a fucking calendar. Problem was, it was like fucking $10 more than the normal calendar. So like back then it was like $8.99 for the mini, $14.99 for the square, and then it'd be like $24.99 for like the record one and shit. And they would sell, but not till they were on discount. If you're talking about like at full price and shit, then like they never fucking sold. Yeah, but those were the days, man. Those were the fucking days. Oh, Constellations. I forgot about that one. Constellations was pretty big. I wouldn't say big, but it was popular. Plus, we'd have a guy who came in like, he'd come in like every month. He had a website that sold calendars, and he would come in and buy like $2,000 worth of fucking calendars from us. You know, he was a nice guy. You know, so but we like served him. You know what I mean? He'd be like, "Oh, do you have any Cincinnati Bengals?" I'd be like, "Yeah." He'd be like, "How many?" I'd be like, "4." He'd be like, "Give me 3." I'm like, "All right." We throw it on his little cart that he'd bring in and shit. He was a nice guy though. He once on his website, I can't remember his website anymore, but he once, I had it and I cut it all to fucking pieces. They used to be in my background of old Houston videos, but I had it one year. But the Paris Hilton calendar, the Confessions of an Heir, I believe it, Heiress, Confessions of an Heiress. She did a calendar one year, Paris Hilton and shit. I got it. Eventually cut up all the fucking photos, put them on my wall, whatever. He said he had a copy of that calendar. I was like, "Oh yeah, I had that calendar and everything, man." He was like, "Yeah, I got one on my website." I was like, "Yeah, but it's outdated." He was like, "Yeah, but it's Paris Hilton." I was like, "That's fair." He was like, "I got it listed for $10,000." I beg your pardon? Why? He was like, "I don't know. It's out of date. Can't really use it." I figured the only person that would stumble upon it and want to buy it would be Paris Hilton. I was like, "Oh, I guess you can't argue that. Have a good night." I think the last time I bought a calendar, I was when I moved in with the baby mama, because I was working at a calendar stand when that happened. I was working at the calendar stand. I literally worked at the calendar stand, got on a bus to go see her for what was going to be a week, turned into a month and a half. Got back, she was pregnant. So I took my fucking calendar for the year there, and we all know how the story ended from there. It was a Big Bang Theory. I remember ripping it off the wall when I was trying to make a point to her. I was like, "No, you're going to listen to me, bitch." No, I didn't say that. That's probably how she heard it, but it's not what happened. Like, if I was ever talking at this level right here and then my octave went up to here, I'm yelling at her. And I wish I was making that up. Oh, fuck. Hold on. Hope I got something. Hold on. Bought pants for my mom's gathering, and I got to make sure they're the right size. Yeah, okay. Making sure I bought the right size. Wonder where did David disappear to? That rat bastard. That's it. He's out of here, bub. Show him to come in here and abandon us. Oh, and you just been quiet. All right. That's it. You're out of here. A little while ago, I helped Tay find a bunch of pics of classic trucks to make her dad a custom calendar on Etsy. Ah. See, like, yeah, every year at the mall, the calendar store comes back, and it's like bigger than it was when I did it. So I'm just like, how the fuck are calendars still a thing? I was actually going to buy one, but they didn't have anything I really fucking wanted. They had a Taylor Swift one, but none of the photos were good. It was like all artsy fucking black and white bullshit photos. Why the hell is... Hold on. When was the last time David said something? 7:35. It's been almost a fucking hour before David said something. What is he playing his own fucking game or something? He's like, I'm gonna stay as quiet as long as possible until Will fucking acknowledges me again. That's what I'm gonna fucking do. He's here, Mazel Tov, fucking. This is riveting stuff, man. This is going to be on my new podcast, fucking Calendar Cast. You're getting the inner workings of like a fucking calendar kiosk worker, man. This is the kind of shit people pay for. I'm giving it away for free. You're over here being quiet and shit. I'm at least getting like fucking LOLs and some questions. Oh, when did the calendars went on clearance? Did they? So they sold a good portion of them because at in Houston they went 50% off. 50%. That's what it was. Couple like I think like a week after, because like after Christmas, that's it. That's when shit's on sale. Day after Christmas, 50%. Eventually, it became 75%. And then if we still had shit after 75%, it became $2. Just whatever the fuck we have is $2. We would try, me and Jax would try and like hide our shit until it became like $2 and shit. We try. Our shit what didn't sell though, because like I for a couple of years I got the Desperate Housewives calendar because it was on at the time. And she always just wanted a planner. So, like, that was simple. We were able to fucking work that one out real quick. Oh, and he's not even going to say anything. He's just going to say, still here. Not even going to fucking follow up. Did we fucking offend you, New York boy? Because you not saying anything, I'm taking it as fucking disrespect. He is New York, right? You're in one of the new states. I know it's not Mexico. Or Hampshire. Was there one calendar that you wished you bought? No. Now we're getting a little too deep. I'm not sitting there dreaming at night like, fuck, the one calendar that got away. All right, David's really making me feel disrespected now. Has anybody tried to hang? Has anybody tried to hang the prices down? Like I know it said, oh, haggle, $19.99. But will you take? Oh yeah. People would walk up with like a fucking calendar. They'd hand it to me, right? And they're like, how much is this? And I just flip it over and I'm like, $14.99. They're like, oh, the price on the back is what you pay? I'm like, that's just generally how it works. People used to try and haggle at Blockbuster. People would come up with a brand new fucking movie to buy, and it'd be like $22.99. And they put it on the counter. They're like, what can you do for me on this? And I'm like, well, $22.99 I can do for you. And he's like, oh, you can't give me a deal on that? I'm like, he's like, oh, okay, never mind then. I don't want it. I'm like, okay, fair enough. People would come in Blockbuster like we're a fucking flea market all the time. So in a short answer, minus the Domino's coupon, yes, that has happened. Yeah, I can't tell you how many times they're like, how much is this? And I'm like, $17.99. And I hand it back to them, and they're like, oh, the price on the back is what you pay? And I'm like, in my brain, I'm like, yes, ma'am. Typically, ma'am. Or a couple sirs, but typically, ma'am. I'd probably say probably for every 20 women, there was one guy. And generally, and there probably could be more guys in there. The 20 women that I'm counting couples. I'm talking about just like one dude walking up, like, hi, do you have a calendar on? Job. Well, the job was calendar kiosk. Maybe I should start over again. So I worked at a calendar kiosk in Houston. Damn. Like I said, the guys would come up like, oh, do you have this calendar? Or sometimes they'd be buying it. I used a word that is banned. Job isn't banned, I don't think. I just go to Facebook and this is my niece. She is in Gadsden Corrections Facility in Florida. She is in for murder. She is looking for people to talk to help the time go by. She is fun, loving. I think the person she murdered would probably disagree. and friendly. I think that person would also disagree. She loves kids and animals. That probably checks out. She's 32 years old. If interested, she is at the Gadsden Correction. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Anybody interested? The first comment. She's fun, loving, and friendly, except to the person she killed. Oh, shit. Murder? Question mark? And she's a fun, loving person? Okay. Thank you for letting us know what she's in for, but nothing about that sounds fun and loving. Did this ever happen? A woman walks up and says this calendar is 15. I don't have 15. Would you take a blowjob? Trying to think what word in there. Oh, I know what word it is, but why did it let? Huh? Okay, I know what word it is, but I can't say it. Yeah, I don't know why. I can't say what I want to say, but just know I find it weird too. Just know there's something funny. I know why I didn't let you send the whole statement. Let's just put it like that. I know why I didn't let you send the whole statement. Let's just put it like that. She did kill someone by giving the person drugs in jail that led to an overdose. Oh, okay. So that's how she killed somebody. Oh, okay. That sounds like a good time. Let's say we hit her up. That's what I find funny about that. That's what I find weird about that is that it lets you just send job. I don't want to fucking share her shit, but well, never mind. I lost it. Sorry. Yeah, well. No, I tried the whole like have a prison pen pal thing, and like fucking one of them passed my information to somebody, so I didn't like that. And then fucking the other one thought she was abducted by aliens one night after having a fairly nice conversation with her. You know, everything was all fucking normal. And then fucking one night she was just like, "Hey, I think I was abducted by aliens last night." And I'm like, "Go on." Damn, unlike her victim, she's the one that got away. Oh, shit. The alien one sounds cool. No, like it was just fucking like okay. So like I did the whole prison pen pal thing. I found them on a website, and I started writing. It was just typical bullshit, you know. And we got up to the point where I was just like, so I got to ask you, what did you do? And she was like, well, I'd rather wait till another time to tell you that. Then I can, tell you in my words and all this shit. So I was like, I respect your decision. And then I went to Google. Um, Turns out basically, I think it wasn't murder per se. It sounded like assisted. Like it sounded like murder in the presence. Like you were in the presence of murder, essentially. You know, like she saw somebody get murdered, and fucking that's what it was. And I'm just like, all right, that's kind of a weird charge to be in on. So, we're talking about like fucking movies and fucking. I asked her, I was just like, what's the one thing you want to do when you get? I'm not talking about like other bullshit like fucking like sleep in a bed or like what's something like really fucking something that you miss. We talked about shit like that. And then like fucking, I forgot the last thing we were talking about, but she was talking about some fucking stupid reality show that I didn't want to watch. Fuck, what was it? Something in a beauty salon. I don't know. It was fucking. I don't know. She was like, "Oh, you should check it out," or a restaurant. I think it was a restaurant or beauty salon. She was like, "You should like it." I was like, "Okay." And I looked it up, and I was like, "Oh no, this ain't gonna work." Um, and then all of a sudden, fucking, she was like, "I know you might think I'm crazy, but I was abducted by aliens last night." I'm like, "What? What makes? Huh? Like what the fuck makes you think that?" And she tells you the story about like how they have to get up checks and make sure they're all in place and shit. And she remembered getting up for a certain check, but then she didn't remember getting up for it, and she saw a light in the sky and fucking just a weird convoluted story that to me didn't make any fucking sense. And I'm just like, uh-huh. She was like, I know you think I'm crazy, and I'm just like, I was like, I don't even know how to reply to this. And you guys know me. I'm fucking like I'm very rare at a loss for words like that, but I just didn't answer back. Cause like I just didn't know what the fuck to say to it. Like, well damn, that's crazy. So that reality show, right? Like I didn't want to fucking. Well, considering she was in prison, well, I mean, these days, considering what I see people do in prison, I mean, that's still in the realm of possibility. Damn, I wonder what kind of aliens. That's your takeaway? I don't know if you guys are gonna remember, but the next time we see David in here, fucking, we're beating his ass somehow. I don't know how, but we're gonna do it. Did she say what kind they were? No. I'm gonna sit there and be like, still here. And then I'm like, what the fuck are you doing then? What are you doing? And then fucking still don't say anything. Fucking, that's it. He's out of here. If he says fucking here, I'm. Speaking of reality star, Daisy De La Hoya on struggling to find work 17 years after reality TV fame. Daisy De La Hoya, if you don't know, Daisy of Love, anybody? I just applied to McDonald's twice. Doesn't get sadder than that. No, I think it does get sadder than that, and that's I applied at McDonald's 3 times. I faintly remember Daisy of Love. Was she the blonde with the lip and yep. Yep. Really though, that could apply for like half of the fucking people on VH1 at the time though. Is that the blonde with the lip injections? That narrows it down. Which was your favorite? Oh, fuck off, dude. Come on. Flavor of Love, man. I can still watch Flavor of Love like it's fucking brand new. I can't wait to watch the next one. It just, oh god, it's phenomenal. It is some of the best fucking trash TV you'll ever watch. It's so great. I will say the third season is the weakest season, but it's still like worth watching. Like if you're watching 1 and 2, you might as well watch 3. You know, like that's the way I feel. Let me hear for you, man. One time, let me hear you say flavor. Okay. Oh yeah, that was a show that like fucking when it came on, like shit stopped at my house. There was a couple shows that like if my sister like called me for a ride to come pick her up at work or something, I'm like, you're waiting until after this show. Flavor of Love was one of them. Oh, once Flavor of Love is done, bye. Click. Deal or No Deal was one of them when it was on. And I know there was another one. I know those two for sure. Like, because I know there was a couple of fucking Flavor of Love ones. Hey, I'm here. Can you come pick me up? Yeah, after Flavor of Love. It's like 9:02. Like, fucking. Like, she'll wait. I got to see what New York is going to do this week. Slap me, bitch. Oh, fuck you. To this day, I always wish that like the ending of that was just New York on top of her, just fucking, because that would have made the best fucking television. That'd have been great if just that spit having a, and then just New York just like a fucking gazelle, just fucking cracked her head on the fucking that hardwood floor like a coconut. That was the only one I really watched like full time. I did like I Love Money. That was fun. I did watch I Love New York. I did watch that one because I almost tried out for it. um, all the rest, I kind of just saw like clips and everything like that. Rock of Love. I never saw the whole series all the way through. I was friends with one of the girls on the show though for a while. Like Charm School, I didn't fucking watch. Yeah, if you remember in season 2, I'm pretty sure it was season 2. There's a girl, Angelique, aka Frenchie. I was friends with her for fucking years. She kind of just like disappeared. I don't know if she got like new socials or anything like that, but she kind of just disappeared. Holy fuck, I fell asleep right on my laptop. Get him! Mr. I'm still here. Where the fuck's David at? I'm still here. We're like, oh, okay, then why are you so quiet over there, New York boy? Huh? Why are you so quiet? Nothing. Not a fucking peep out of you. And then you're gonna fucking sit here like, oh, I fell asleep. I'm a fucking keyboard. Fuck, get him. Beat his ass. I want him dead. I want his pets fucking dead. Holy fuck, I fell asleep. Well, I guess if you fell asleep, that's better, I guess. Right on my laptop. Like, I'm not. No, I am mad. Fuck that. I was going to give you the I'm not mad, I'm disappointed. Fuck that. I am mad. I invite you into my home and then you just sleep on my shit? You are not going to be welcomed at Artist's House of Hot Dogs and Hot Cakes. I can tell you that much. Just say the word. Oh, fuck. He fell asleep again. Oh, there he is. Damn. Get out of here, Bob. Oh, fuck. He's going to sit there like, damn, my bad. Like, we did something wrong. At least when Elijah falls asleep at a stream, he commits to it. We're like, what the fuck happened to you last night? He's like, fell asleep. Fuck off. And he just keeps going. You know, you fucking woke up and then it'd been one thing if you just disappeared and then you're like, I fell asleep on my keyboard. And we're like, that's fucked up. But now it's the fact that you threw in that fucking like, I'm still here. And then we're like, all right, and why the fuck you being so quiet and everything? And then nothing until I fell asleep on my keyboard. You know, that if you didn't throw in that I'm still here, that's what sank you. You know, that's what really opened the floodgate here with me and made me feel fucking disrespected. You know? Just finished a $6 biggie bag. 1 second I'm talking with you. Then the eyes got real heavy. You know, I'm no doctor, but you should really get that checked out. Oh man, I was at home. Where is he? In New York, so he's a 9:57. This was 2 hours ago, so 7:57. Yeah, Doc, I was just at home at like 7:57 at night, normal time. All I had was a burger, fries, drink, maybe nuggets, I think. You know? And then all of a sudden I passed the fuck out. I don't know, Doc, is that concerning? I think the $6 one comes with nuggets, so still whatever. If it doesn't or not, the joke still works. Like I said, if it wasn't for the fucking like, I'm still here. Like, excuse me. Like, what the fuck you so quiet for then? You know, like fucking then nothing until I was like, okay. It would have been easier if you didn't throw in that I'm still here. It would have been a little bit. It would have been a little bit less of an ass beating. You know. Because then after you said I'm still here and you didn't say anything, I was feeling disrespected at that moment. You know, you missed the first episode of my new podcast, Calendar Cast. It's where I just talk about being a calendar worker. That's what you missed some riveting stuff. We talked about the graphing paper and how that's constructed. And how the different kinds of it are constructed to make the different kinds of calendars. Good stuff. Then you know the lacing. You know, some people think it's just staples, and we're often going no, very wrong. You know. So yeah, we got some interesting stuff going on here. So it's only episode 1. We definitely got to tweak some shit, but we'll work on it. It was informative. It was fun and educational. I'm sorry, we're too sophisticated for David. I forgot. We're not sophisticated enough for David, is what I meant to say. Fucking David just sits in his fucking home. I was gonna say apartment, but he has a house. Sits in his house with his fucking pipe and slippers. Fucking frowns down upon us. How dare he like Toy Story 3 more than 1? I don't know why he has an accent. You know? He's like, oh, they're doing media night tonight. Let me go see what the jester is going to put up to amuse me. Again, I don't know why he has like a fucking musketeer accent, but all right, man. Wakes up in his fucking big ass house to the maid washing his dick. Your dick is clean, Your Highness. When's the next stream? Probably Saturday. I think I'm gonna go on Saturday. All right, if all you fuckers are leaving, fuck, I guess I'll go too. But all right, guys, I guess I'll be on Saturday. Probably won't be on tomorrow. But we'll be on Saturday. We'll probably do some fun stuff. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But all right, guys, I'm out.